Jurassic Park roared onto screen in 1993, launching what became one of the most successful movie franchises in history, giving us two trilogies with a perfect ending, tying both trilogies together in a perfect endgame moment, followed by the most recent movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, a movie that was a complete embarrassment that leaves me with only one question. Why? The first Jurassic Park is so iconic and beautiful. What's left to say that isn't already common knowledge? A beautiful story of wonder, but also a warning that some things are just too extraordinary for mankind. The characters are absolutely amazing, each with their own arcs of change and understanding. The ending is the most beautiful part, perfectly capturing the message of the movie in one iconic scene that says everything. However, it fell apart quickly in Jurassic Park 2 and 3, where they basically have a new set of characters every movie with no explanation. Each of these movies in the sequel trilogy start with a news headline that clearly introduces the stakes and how much time has passed between the movies, whereas Jurassic Park 2 and 3 could basically take place anywhere after the original. Years later, the franchise was rebooted with Jurassic World, a far better trilogy than the original sequel for its more consistent, ambitious, and emotionally engaging storytelling. Each one feels like a natural progression, with each sequel dealing with the consequences of the last movie. This is far better than someone doing something incredibly stupid and reckless, and the team needing to come and fix their mistake. While it's not as good as the first Jurassic Park, I have great respect for this trilogy for trying something bold and new, even if it has a few stumbles along the way. People say this trilogy lacks the Spielberg cozy charm, but director Colin Trevorrow was smart enough to know what the previous directors didn't. He's not Spielberg. Instead, he started with that tone in Jurassic World, then slowly stripped it away to show how the world was falling apart. This trilogy isn't afraid to experiment with tone. Some scenes have a horror vibe with its quiet, suspenseful feel. Others come off like a western. Each film takes inspiration from history, told from the perspective of the dinosaurs. Fallen Kingdom takes inspiration from Mount Vesuvius, while Dominion parodies the early frontier. Jurassic Park has a very definitive ending and message. We don't deserve the dinosaurs. Meanwhile, Jurassic World goes more in depth, asking far more complex questions. If we created the dinosaurs, should we have to live with the consequences of giving them rights and a proper home? Each movie builds on this theme, while still asking new questions we have not thought about. Jurassic World goes far beyond the island, giving us a far bigger variety of sets, like a black market auction, a mountain base in the third movie. Jurassic World has one of the coolest theme parks ever imagined, giving us some incredible scenes that look unbelievable, like the viewing area in a tree. As I mentioned before, Jurassic World Rebirth is a complete embarrassment, filled with idiotic decisions and inconsistent characters. the movie does a terrible job at making us care, with the opening being more concerned with fast-paced fan service than getting to know the characters. They do not get better as time goes on, as the cast delivers their lines with such sarcasm that I am not sure if we are supposed to take them seriously. They keep switching sides whenever it's convenient. Zora starts as the leader for the mission, only to switch as soon as we get to the island, only to retreat back at the end of the scene. The story cannot decide if it wants to be a reboot, a sequel, or its own thing. They need to go to the island to get the dinosaur DNA. But if this is a sequel, the island was destroyed in Fallen Kingdom. But also makes no sense in this universe. If dinosaurs have joined civilization, then just go outside and get some DNA from a passing dinosaur. This is not a one-time thing. There are multiple other nonsensical plot holes that this movie needs to jump through. This is one of the fastest, most inconsistently paced movies, where characters spend most of their time shouting dialogue than taking any meaningful action. The truth is, Jurassic Park was never meant to be a franchise. It was a story with a clear beginning, middle, and end. A warning about mankind's obsession with control. But Hollywood couldn't resist the lure. And while maybe they should have stopped after the first movie, I'm still grateful we didn't. Because out of the endless sequels came the Jurassic World Trilogy. A series that, for all its flaws, dared to evolve, to ask new questions, and to bring the dinosaurs back one last time. But after Rebirth, it's clear the magic is gone. The park is closed. Let the dinosaurs rest.